97% of people who try to change their lives fail within 72 hours. Not because they're weak or lazy, but because they're fighting a war they can't win. Your subconscious mind runs 95% of your life on autopilot. It controls your habits, your reactions, your beliefs about money, health, and love. Right now, it's running programs installed when you were 5 years old. Programs that say you're not good enough, smart enough, or worthy enough. Every time you try to change, your subconscious hits the reset button and pulls you back to what it thinks is normal. But there's a 30-day window where you can rewrite these programs completely. Tonight, you'll learn the exact system. Right now, as you absorb these words, millions of people around the world are experiencing the same crushing frustration you might know all too well. They wake up each morning with genuine hope and determination to change their lives. They set goals, make plans, and take action with sincere intention. Yet within days, sometimes hours, they find themselves pulled back into the same old patterns like metal filings drawn to a magnet. They eat the foods they swore they wouldn't touch. They spend money they promised to save. They react with anger when they intended to stay calm. They feel the same fears they thought they had conquered. This isn't a failure of willpower or character. This is the inevitable result of trying to change from the conscious mind while the subconscious mind remains programmed for the old patterns. Your subconscious mind is like a vast computer that never stops running your life according to whatever software was installed during your early years. Every belief about what's possible for you, every automatic reaction to stress, every habit that seems impossible to break, all of this is stored in your subconscious and executed automatically without your conscious awareness or permission. When you were between birth and 7 years old, your critical thinking hadn't developed yet. Your conscious mind couldn't filter information or question what adults told you. Everything went straight into your subconscious as absolute truth. If your parents fought about money, your brain recorded that money causes pain and conflict. If you were punished for speaking up, your subconscious learned that it's not safe to express yourself. If adults seemed overwhelmed by life, your deeper mind concluded that life is hard and stressful. These early programs operate like invisible puppet strings controlling your adult behavior. You might consciously want success, but find yourself procrastinating on important projects because your subconscious associates achievement with the pressure and criticism you received as a child. You might desire love but push people away because your deeper mind learned that closeness leads to abandonment or hurt. You might want health but continue destructive habits because your subconscious uses food, alcohol, or other substances to cope with emotions exactly like it learned to do decades ago. The conscious mind makes decisions, but the subconscious mind makes them stick, or sabotages them based on its ancient programming. Scientists have discovered something revolutionary about how the human brain creates lasting change. It takes exactly 30 consecutive days of specific mental practice to create permanent new neural pathways. Not the 21 days that most self-help books claim. 21 days creates temporary change that usually fades within weeks because the new neural connections aren't strong enough to override the old ones when you face stress or challenges. But 30 days of consistent practice creates what neuroscientists call structural neuroplasticity. Your brain physically rewires itself at the cellular level. New connections form, while old connections literally dissolve and disappear. The new patterns become your default setting, not something you have to consciously maintain. This 30-day neuroplasticity window isn't just theory. Brain imaging studies show actual structural changes in people who practice new mental patterns consistently for a month. Meditation practitioners show thicker prefrontal cortex tissue after 30 days. People learning new skills show expanded motor cortex regions after 4 weeks of practice. Depression patients who practice cognitive restructuring for 30 days show measurable changes in neural activity. Your brain treats imagined experiences exactly like real experiences when they're accompanied by strong emotion and vivid detail. This means you can literally reprogram your mental operating system by feeding your subconscious new experiences through controlled imagination, emotion, and repetition. But here's what most people get wrong about changing subconscious programming. They try to argue with their old beliefs. using logic and reason. They force themselves to do new behaviors while fighting internal resistance every step of the way. They use willpower to override their subconscious programming instead of actually changing it. This approach fails because you're working against your deepest mental software instead of rewriting it. It's like trying to change what's on your computer screen by arguing with the monitor instead of changing the code that's running the program. Real transformation happens when you speak directly to your subconscious mind in the language it understands: images, emotions, and repetition. Your subconscious doesn't respond to logical arguments or conscious decisions. It responds to vivid mental pictures backed by strong feelings and reinforced through consistent repetition. When you feed your subconscious mind new images, emotions, and verbal patterns for 30 consecutive days, it has no choice but to accept this new information as truth and begin creating circumstances in your life that match these new internal patterns. The 30-day mental rewriting protocol that you're about to learn has transformed thousands of lives over the past century. This system was developed by JosephMurphy after decades of studying how the subconscious mind actually operates. Murphy discovered that the subconscious responds to 3 specific types of input delivered in a precise sequence. When you combine vivid mental imagery with strong positive emotion and specific verbal commands for 30 consecutive days, you create what he called mental rewriting. The old programs don't just get covered up or suppressed. They get completely deleted and replaced with new programs that automatically create the results you want. Your current life is a perfect reflection of whatever programs are running in your subconscious right now. If you're struggling with money, there are scarcity programs running in your deeper mind. If you're dealing with health issues, there are illness programs operating automatically. If you're lonely or having relationship problems, there are unworthiness or fear programs controlling your interactions with others. These programs feel normal because they've been running for so long. You think this is just who you are or how life works for you, but personality isn't permanent and circumstances aren't fixed. They're just the outer expression of inner programming that can be changed completely. Most people never realize they can consciously choose what programs run their subconscious mind. They accept whatever programming they received in childhood and spend their entire lives living from those ancient patterns. They think their past determines their future. They believe they're stuck with their current personality and circumstances. But the truth is that you can install completely new programming at any age using the same principles that created your original programming in the first place. The only difference is that now you get to consciously choose what gets installed instead of unconsciously accepting whatever happened to you as a child. The 30-day protocol works by bypassing your conscious mind and speaking directly to your subconscious in its native language. Just like when you were a child, information accompanied by strong emotion and vivid imagery goes straight to your subconscious where it gets stored as truth. The key is creating experiences in your imagination that are so real and emotionally compelling that your subconscious accepts them as actual memories and begins creating circumstances in your external world that match these internal experiences. Week 1 is the foundation phase, where you prepare your mind for new programming and begin installing basic success patterns. During this crucial first week, you'll establish morning and evening routines that put your brain in the optimal state for receiving new programming. Your morning practice happens immediately upon waking, when your brain is naturally in theta state, the same brainwave pattern you were in as a young child when your original programming was installed. You'll sit quietly with your eyes closed and spend exactly 10 minutes doing what Murphy called the subconscious reset. The subconscious reset begins with speaking directly to your deeper mind with absolute authority and conviction. Your subconscious mind operates like a faithful servant that must obey whatever commands you give it with sufficient authority. Most people never realize they can give their subconscious direct commands. They think their deeper mind is some mysterious force beyond their control. But the truth is that your subconscious is designed to follow instructions from your conscious mind when those instructions are given with genuine authority and emotional conviction. You'll start each morning by saying something like, "My subconscious mind, you are my faithful servant, and you must accept my commands. I now command you to release all programming that limits my success in any way. I command you to delete all patterns of failure, fear, sickness, poverty, and loneliness. I command you to accept only programming that creates perfect health, unlimited abundance, and loving relationships in my life. You will make these new programs permanent and automatic. You will work continuously to manifest these new patterns in my external experience. The key to effective subconscious commands is speaking with complete certainty and authority, as if you're giving instructions to an employee who has no choice but to obey. Your tone should be firm but not angry, confident but not arrogant. You're not begging or hoping, you're commanding. Your subconscious responds to the emotional energy behind your words more than the words themselves. When you speak with genuine authority, your subconscious has no choice but to accept and follow your instructions. After giving these direct commands to your subconscious, you will spend the rest of your morning session doing what Murphy called pattern observation. This is where you become consciously aware of the automatic thoughts, feelings, and reactions that happen throughout your day without your conscious choice. You're not trying to change these patterns yet. You're simply studying them so you know exactly what needs to be reprogrammed. Throughout your day, you'll notice thoughts like, I can't afford this, or this always happens to me, or I'm not lucky like other people. You'll observe emotional reactions like anger, fear, jealousy, or sadness that seem to happen automatically in certain situations. Write down the most common negative patterns you notice during week 1. These might include thoughts like, money is hard to get. I always get sick during flu season. Good men are taken. I'm not smart enough for that job. My family has bad genes. Rich people are greedy. Love never lasts. Or, I don't deserve good things. These automatic thoughts reveal the specific programs running in your subconscious. They're like error messages showing you exactly what faulty software needs to be replaced. Your evening practice during week 1 happens right before sleep, when your conscious mind is naturally relaxed and your subconscious becomes supremely receptive to new information. This is when you'll do what Murphy called mental housekeeping, consciously releasing any negative programming you might have absorbed during the day. If someone criticized you, if you made a mistake, if you watched negative news, if anything happened that triggered old fears or doubts, you'll speak directly to your subconscious and say, I now release all negative programming from today. My subconscious mind deletes all thoughts and feelings that do not serve my highest good. I go to sleep with a clean, clear mind, ready for perfect programming tomorrow. This evening, mental housekeeping is crucial because your subconscious is most impressionable right before sleep. Whatever thoughts and emotions are in your mind as you drift off to sleep get reinforced and strengthened during the night. Most people go to bed worried about problems, replaying negative conversations, or feeling stressed about tomorrow's challenges. This programs their subconscious to expect and create more problems. By consciously clearing your mind of negative programming each evening, you prevent daily stress from undoing the positive programming you're installing. By day 3 or 4 of week 1, you'll begin noticing something remarkable. The automatic negative thoughts and emotional reactions that used to happen instantly start to slow down. There's a small pause between trigger and response where you can observe the old pattern trying to execute. This pause means your consciousness is awakening. You're starting to catch the old programs before they fully run. This is the first sign that the reprogramming process is working. Don't expect dramatic external changes yet. Week 1 is about laying the foundation by establishing conscious control over unconscious patterns. During week 1, you'll also begin preparing your environment for successful programming. This means removing or minimizing exposure to influences that reinforce old negative patterns. If you watch news programs that fill your mind with fear and negativity, stop watching them during your 30-day protocol. If you have friends who constantly complain and speak from limitation, minimize contact with them temporarily. If your social media feeds show you content that makes you feel inadequate or worried, unfollow those accounts. Your subconscious absorbs everything you expose it to. During these crucial 30 days, you want to control your mental diet as carefully as you would control your physical diet if you were healing from illness. Week 2 is the installation phase, where you begin actively programming your subconscious with specific new patterns using Murphy's three-part method. Your morning practice becomes more intensive and targeted. Instead of general commands to release old programming, you'll begin installing precise new programs using the combination of imagery, emotion, and verbal commands. This is where the real transformation begins, as you start feeding your subconscious mind detailed blueprints of exactly what you want to create in your life. The three-part programming method works because it speaks to your subconscious in its native language. Your deeper mind thinks in pictures, feels in emotions, and responds to repetitive verbal patterns. When you combine all three elements in the right sequence, your subconscious has no choice but to accept the new information as truth and begin manifesting it in your external experience. The key is making each element as vivid and emotionally compelling as possible. Part 1 is creating crystal clear mental images of your desired outcomes. If you want perfect health, you don't just think about being healthy. You create detailed movies in your mind showing your body functioning flawlessly. You see your organs working in perfect harmony. You picture your immune system protecting you from all illness. You visualize yourself moving through your day with unlimited energy and vitality. You imagine your doctor being amazed by your perfect blood work and vital signs. The images must be specific, detailed, and repeated exactly the same way each time you practice. If you're programming for financial abundance, you create detailed mental movies of money flowing to you from multiple sources. You see checks arriving in your mailbox. You picture your bank balance growing steadily. You visualize yourself paying bills with joy and ease. You imagine giving generously to causes you care about. You see yourself making purchases without worry or guilt. You picture yourself living in your ideal home and driving your dream car. Again, these images must be specific, consistent, and emotionally engaging. For love and relationships, you visualize yourself surrounded by people who appreciate and value you. You see yourself in conversations where others listen to your opinions with respect. You picture romantic situations where you feel cherished and adored. You imagine family gatherings filled with warmth and affection. You visualize social situations where you feel confident and connected. You see yourself both giving and receiving love freely, without fear or defensiveness. Part 2 is saturating yourself with the emotions that match your desired outcomes before you create the mental images. This is where most visualization techniques fail. People try to create positive images while feeling negative emotions, and their subconscious responds to the emotions rather than the images. Your subconscious only accepts programming that comes with genuine feeling. You can visualize success all day long, but if you don't feel successful while visualizing, nothing changes in your programming. Before creating any mental images, you must first generate authentic emotions that match what you want to experience. If you're programming for health, you need to feel healthy before visualizing health. Recall a time when you felt incredible physical vitality. Maybe after a great workout, or when you were younger and felt invincible, or when you recovered from illness and felt grateful for your body. Amplify that feeling throughout your entire being until every cell vibrates with the sensation of perfect health. Only when you're completely saturated with the feeling of health should you begin your health visualizations. For wealth programming, you need to feel abundant before visualizing abundance. Remember a time when you felt financially secure and peaceful about money? Maybe when you received an unexpected bonus, or when you paid off a debt, or when you had more than enough for something you wanted. Expand that feeling of security and abundance throughout your consciousness until you genuinely feel wealthy and blessed. From this emotional state, your wealth visualizations will carry the power to reprogram your subconscious. For love programming, you need to feel loved and lovable before visualizing loving relationships. Think about anyone who has ever loved you, parents, friends, pets, or even the love you feel for others. Connect with the warmth of being appreciated and valued. Feel your heart opening with gratitude for all the love that has touched your life. Let this feeling of being cherished expand until it fills your entire being. From this state of love saturation, your relationship visualizations will create magnetic programming that attracts loving people into your life. Part 3 is speaking specific verbal commands that match your images and emotions exactly. These aren't general affirmations or hopeful statements. These are precise instructions to your subconscious mind, telling it exactly what to create in your life. The words must be present tense, definite, and spoken with absolute conviction. For health programming, you might say, "My subconscious mind now creates perfect health in my body. Every cell vibrates with perfect life and energy. Every organ functions in complete harmony. My immune system protects me from all illness. My body heals itself quickly and completely. I am grateful for my strong, healthy, vibrant body." For wealth programming, my subconscious mind now attracts unlimited abundance into my life. Money flows to me easily from multiple sources. Financial opportunities appear everywhere I look. I make wise decisions that increase my wealth. I attract prosperity through my thoughts, words, and actions. I am grateful for my financial freedom and security. For love programming, my subconscious mind now attracts loving relationships into my life. People appreciate and value my authentic self. I give and receive love freely and joyfully. Harmonious relationships surround me. I attract my ideal romantic partner who loves me completely. I am grateful for all the love in my life. The verbal commands must be repeated while you're saturated with the appropriate emotion and holding clear mental images of your desired outcome. This creates what Murphy called a trinity of power: thought, feeling, and word working together to reprogram your subconscious. When all three elements are perfectly aligned, your subconscious has no choice but to accept the new programming and begin creating circumstances that match these new internal patterns. During week 2, you'll practice this 3-part programming method for 20 minutes twice daily, morning and evening. The morning session sets your subconscious programming for the day ahead. The evening session reinforces the programming as your mind prepares for sleep. You'll focus on one specific area for the entire week, either health, wealth, or relationships, rather than trying to program multiple areas at once. This focused approach creates stronger, clearer programming than trying to change everything simultaneously. You'll also begin noticing resistance from your old programming during week 2. This is completely normal and actually a positive sign. It means your subconscious recognizes that real change is happening and the old programs are fighting for survival. Resistance might show up as doubt about whether the process is working, criticism from others about your goals, unexpected problems that trigger old fears, physical symptoms as your body releases old stress patterns, or strong urges to quit the program. This resistance phase separates people who succeed from people who fail. Your old programming has been protecting you for years, even if it hasn't been serving you well. It will create situations designed to prove that change is impossible or dangerous. The key is to recognize resistance as evidence that transformation is happening, not evidence that the process isn't working. When doubts arise, remind yourself that this is old programming being dissolved and continue with your practice regardless of how you feel. Week 3 is the integration phase where your new programming begins manifesting in your external reality. This is when the invisible changes in your subconscious start becoming visible changes in your circumstances. Small synchronicities begin happening that match your new programming. If you've been programming for abundance, unexpected money might appear. If you've been programming for health, your energy levels might improve. If you've been programming for love, new people might enter your life, or existing relationships might become more harmonious. These early manifestations are crucial because they prove to your conscious mind that the programming is working. Your conscious mind needs evidence that the subconscious changes are real. When you begin seeing external results that match your internal programming, your faith strengthens and accelerates the entire process. The key is to recognize and acknowledge these early signs, no matter how small they seem. Gratitude for small improvements programs your subconscious to create larger improvements. Your daily practice during week 3 becomes more sophisticated as you add what Murphy called mental rehearsal to your programming sessions. After doing your 3-part programming with emotion, imagery, and words, You'll mentally rehearse living from your new programming throughout challenging situations. You'll imagine yourself responding to stress from confidence instead of fear, making decisions from abundance instead of scarcity, and interacting with others from self-love instead of insecurity. Mental rehearsal is crucial because it prepares your subconscious to maintain your new programming when you face real-world challenges. Most people lose their progress when life gets difficult because they haven't trained their subconscious to maintain new patterns under pressure. By mentally practicing your new responses to various scenarios, you create what Murphy called stress inoculation. Your new programming becomes strong enough to withstand whatever challenges life presents. If you're programming for health, you'll mentally rehearse staying calm and confident if you feel symptoms. You'll imagine yourself making healthy choices even when you're stressed or emotional. You'll practice maintaining health consciousness during flu season or when others around you are sick. You'll see yourself talking to doctors from competence rather than fear and receiving good news about your health. If you're programming for wealth, you'll mentally rehearse remaining abundant-minded during financial challenges. You'll imagine yourself staying confident and creative when bills arrive or income temporarily decreases. You'll practice making financial decisions from wisdom rather than fear. You'll see yourself attracting new opportunities, even during economic downturns. You'll imagine yourself generous and secure regardless of external circumstances. If you're programming for love, you'll mentally rehearse keeping your heart open during relationship conflicts. You'll imagine yourself communicating clearly and kindly, even when others are upset. You'll practice maintaining self-love when someone criticizes or rejects you. You'll see yourself attracting loving people by being loving yourself. You'll imagine yourself giving and receiving affection without fear of abandonment or betrayal. The middle of week 3 often brings what Murphy called the darkest hour before dawn. This is when your external circumstances might seem to get worse before they get better. Your subconscious is reorganizing your entire reality to match your new programming, and this process can create temporary chaos as old situations dissolve and new ones prepare to emerge. Relationships that were based on your old programming might end. Jobs that matched your old identity might become unsatisfying. Health issues might surface as your body releases old stress patterns. This reshuffling phase scares many people into abandoning the process just when it's about to succeed. They interpret the temporary chaos as evidence that the programming isn't working or that they're doing something wrong, but this chaos is actually proof that the programming is working perfectly. Your subconscious is clearing out everything that doesn't match your new identity so it can create circumstances that do match. The key is to maintain absolute faith in your programming during this transition period, especially when external evidence seems to contradict your desires. By day 20 or 21, the chaos begins to settle, and your new reality starts stabilizing around your new programming. External circumstances begin aligning with your internal changes. Opportunities start appearing that match your new programming. People begin treating you differently because you're carrying yourself differently. Your health, finances, or relationships begin improving in noticeable ways. You start feeling like the person you've been programming yourself to become. Days 22 through 26 represent the solidification phase where your new programming becomes unshakable. This is where you cement your transformation, so it can't be undone by future stress or challenges. Your daily practice shifts from installing new patterns to making those patterns permanent and automatic. You'll use what Murphy called stress inoculation, imagining yourself maintaining your new programming under the most challenging circumstances you can think of. During the solidification phase, you'll practice advanced mental rehearsal, where you imagine facing your biggest fears while maintaining your new identity. If you're programming for health, you'll imagine receiving scary medical news and responding with calm confidence in your body's ability to heal. If you're programming for wealth, you'll imagine facing financial emergencies while maintaining abundance consciousness and attracting creative solutions. If you're programming for love, you'll imagine relationship challenges while keeping your heart open and communicating from love rather than fear. This advanced mental rehearsal creates what Murphy called neural cementing. Your new programming becomes so deeply embedded in your subconscious that external circumstances cannot override it. By day 25, your new patterns feel more natural than your old patterns. You no longer have to consciously remember to think, feel, or act from your new programming because it has become your new automatic default setting. The final 5 days, days 26 through 30, represent the mastery integration phase, where your new programming becomes your new permanent identity. You no longer think of yourself as someone who is trying to change. You have become someone who has changed. Your subconscious now automatically creates circumstances that match your new programming without any conscious effort from you. Opportunities, relationships, and experiences flow into your life that perfectly match your new internal patterns. During these final days, your practice shifts from installation to celebration and maintenance planning. You'll spend time acknowledging how much you've transformed and appreciating your new mental operating system. You'll also create systems for maintaining your new programming permanently through periodic reinforcement sessions. Most importantly, you'll begin thinking about how you can help others achieve similar transformations, which actually strengthens your own programming by teaching and sharing what you've learned. By day 30, the transformation is complete and permanent. Your subconscious mind has been completely reprogrammed with success patterns instead of failure patterns. What used to require tremendous willpower and conscious effort now happens automatically. Your brain's default setting has been upgraded from creating problems to creating solutions, from attracting lack to attracting abundance, from generating illness to maintaining health, from repelling love to magnetizing loving relationships. This transformation isn't temporary or fragile. The 30 days of consistent programming has created permanent structural changes in your brain. New neural pathways have formed while old ones have dissolved. Your subconscious mind now automatically creates circumstances that match your new programming. You don't have to think about maintaining new habits because they've become part of your identity. You don't have to force yourself to make good choices because good choices now feel natural and automatic. Let me share specific examples of how this process works in real life. Maria used the 30-day protocol to overcome chronic depression that had plagued her for over 20 years. Her depression began in childhood when her alcoholic father would rage at the family and her mother would blame Maria for triggering his anger. By age 7, Maria's subconscious was programmed with deep beliefs that she was responsible for other people's pain and that life was fundamentally unsafe and unpredictable. These programs created chronic anxiety and depression that persisted into her adult years despite therapy and medication. During her 30-day reprogramming, Maria spent the first week identifying the specific negative programs running in her subconscious. She noticed automatic thoughts like, "It's my fault. I can't do anything right. Life is too hard," and "I don't deserve to be happy." She observed how her body automatically tensed up around angry people and how she felt responsible for everyone else's emotions. Week 1 was about becoming conscious of these unconscious patterns. During week 2, Maria began installing new programs using the 3-part method. Every morning and evening, she first connected with feelings of safety, peace, and self-love by remembering times when she felt protected and valued. From this emotional state, she created detailed mental images of herself moving through life with confidence and joy. She saw herself in social situations, feeling relaxed and appreciated. She pictured herself handling challenges with wisdom and calm. She imagined herself pursuing her dreams without fear or guilt. While holding these images and feelings, Maria repeated specific commands to her subconscious. "My subconscious mind now creates perfect peace and happiness in my life. I am safe and protected at all times. I am worthy of love and good things. I respond to challenges with wisdom and calm. I take responsibility for my own happiness and let others be responsible for theirs. I am grateful for my peaceful, joyful life." She practiced this programming for 20 minutes twice daily without exception. By week 3, Maria began noticing significant changes. Her anxiety levels decreased dramatically. She stopped taking responsibility for other people's moods and reactions. She began pursuing activities that brought her joy, instead of activities she thought she should do. Old relationships that were based on her depression programming became uncomfortable, while new relationships began forming with healthier, more positive people. During the final week, Maria's transformation became unmistakable.
She felt genuinely happy for the first time in decades. Her chronic anxiety was completely gone.
She had energy and enthusiasm for life that she hadn't felt since childhood. People commented on how different she looked and acted. By day 30, Maria's depression was completely healed. Her subconscious mind now automatically created thoughts, feelings, and experiences of joy and peace instead of sadness and anxiety. 2 years later, Maria remains completely free from depression. She never returned to therapy or medication because her subconscious programming now maintains perfect mental and emotional health automatically. The old depression programs were completely deleted and replaced with joy programs that run automatically in the background of her consciousness. David used the 30-day protocol to go from 80-0 in debt to building $1 million business. His money problems began in childhood when his parents constantly fought about finances. His father worked multiple jobs but never seemed to get ahead, always stressed and worried about bills. His mother would say things like, "We can't afford that. Money doesn't grow on trees and rich people are greedy." By age 10, David's subconscious was thoroughly programmed with scarcity patterns and negative beliefs about wealth. These programs controlled David's financial life for 30 years. Every time his income increased, unexpected expenses would appear. Every business idea he started would fail for seemingly random reasons. Every investment he made would go bad. He worked harder than everyone around him, but never seemed to get ahead financially. His conscious mind wanted wealth, but his subconscious mind was programmed to create scarcity and financial struggle. During his 30-day reprogramming, David identified the specific poverty programs running in his subconscious. He noticed thoughts like, "Money is the root of all evil. I don't deserve wealth. Rich people are bad. Money is hard to get. And I'm not smart enough to be wealthy." He observed how he automatically spent money on unnecessary things whenever his bank balance increased, and how he sabotaged business opportunities through procrastination or self-doubt. Week 2 of David's programming focused on installing abundance consciousness. Every morning and evening, he connected with feelings of prosperity and security by remembering times when he felt financially blessed. He amplified these feelings throughout his entire being until he genuinely felt wealthy and abundant. From this emotional state, he created vivid mental images of money flowing to him from multiple sources, his business thriving, and himself living in financial freedom and security. While saturated with abundant feelings and holding clear prosperity images, David commanded his subconscious, "My subconscious mind now attracts unlimited wealth into my life. Money flows to me easily from expected and unexpected sources. I attract profitable business opportunities everywhere I go. I make wise financial decisions that multiply my wealth. I deserve unlimited abundance, and I accept it now. I am grateful for my prosperous, secure life." By week 3, David began attracting new business opportunities and clients. People started recommending his services to their networks. Ideas for profitable ventures began flowing into his mind. He made several small investments that immediately became profitable. His confidence in financial matters increased dramatically as his subconscious began operating from abundance programming instead of scarcity programming. During the final week, David's financial transformation accelerated rapidly. He closed several large business deals that had been stalled for months. New clients appeared who paid premium prices for his services. Investment opportunities presented themselves that would have been invisible to his old scarcity program consciousness. By day 30, David's monthly income had tripled and continued growing exponentially in the following months. Within 18 months, David had completely eliminated his debt and built $1 million business. His subconscious mind now automatically creates abundant circumstances instead of scarce ones. He no longer has to force himself to take business risks or make financial decisions because his abundance programming makes profitable choices feel natural and obvious. The old poverty patterns were completely deleted and replaced with wealth patterns that operate automatically. Jennifer used the 30-day protocol to find her soulmate after 15 years of disappointing relationships. Her relationship problems began when her father left the family when she was 6 years old. Her mother became bitter and would frequently say things like, "All men are selfish. You can't trust anyone," and Love never lasts. By adolescence, Jennifer's subconscious was programmed with deep beliefs that love was dangerous, men would abandon her, and she wasn't worthy of lasting commitment. These programs controlled Jennifer's love life for decades. She consistently attracted men who were emotionally unavailable, commitment phobic, or who would leave just when the relationship became serious. Even when she met good men, she would unconsciously push them away through jealousy, neediness, or creating drama. Her conscious mind desperately wanted love, but her subconscious mind was programmed to protect her from the abandonment and pain it associated with romantic relationships. During her 30-day reprogramming, Jennifer identified the specific relationship programs running in her subconscious. She noticed thoughts like, "Oh, the good men are taken. I'm not pretty enough. Love hurts. Men always leave. And I'm not worthy of lasting love." She observed how she automatically created conflict when relationships got too close, and how she attracted men who mirrored her father's emotional unavailability. Week 2 of Jennifer's programming focused on installing self-love and healthy relationship patterns. Every morning and evening, she connected with feelings of being loved and worthy by remembering times when she felt cherished and appreciated. She amplified these feelings until her entire being vibrated with the sensation of being lovable and worthy of good treatment. From this emotional state, she created detailed mental images of herself in a loving, committed relationship with a man who appreciated and adored her. While feeling completely loved and worthy, Jennifer commanded her subconscious, "My subconscious mind now attracts my ideal romantic partner into my life. I am worthy of deep, lasting love. I attract a man who cherishes and commits to me completely. I give and receive love freely without fear. My heart is open to receiving unlimited love. I am grateful for the perfect love that is manifesting in my life now." By week 3, Jennifer began attracting different types of men. Instead of the usual emotionally unavailable men, she started meeting men who were genuinely interested in commitment and partnership. Her own behavior in relationships changed dramatically. She stopped creating unnecessary drama and began communicating clearly and directly. She set healthy boundaries instead of being needy or controlling. Her self-worth increased significantly as her subconscious programming shifted from unworthiness to deservingness. During the final week, Jennifer met Robert at a coffee shop. Unlike her previous relationships, this one felt natural and easy from the beginning. Robert was emotionally available, genuinely interested in commitment, and treated Jennifer with the respect and adoration she had been programming for. There was no game playing, no drama, and no uncertainty about his intentions. By day 30, they were in an exclusive, committed relationship. 3 years later, Jennifer and Robert are happily married. Jennifer's subconscious mind now automatically attracts love instead of pain, commitment instead of abandonment, and respect instead of mistreatment. The old abandonment and unworthiness programs were completely deleted and replaced with love and worthiness programs that operate automatically in all her relationships. Now, let me give you the exact daily practices that create these profound transformation. Your morning practice must happen within 10 minutes of waking up before you check your phone, speak to anyone, or engage with any external stimuli. Your brain is naturally in theta state when you first wake up, the same brainwave frequency you were in as a young child when your original programming was installed. This is your window of maximum receptivity to new subconscious programming. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed for 20 minutes. Sit comfortably with your spine straight and your eyes closed. Take 3 deep breaths to center yourself. Then begin speaking directly to your subconscious mind with absolute authority. Remember, you're not requesting or hoping, you're commanding. Your tone should be firm, confident, and certain. Say something like, "My subconscious mind, you are my faithful servant, and you must obey my commands completely. I now command you to release all programming that creates limitation, fear, sickness, poverty, or loneliness in my life. I command you to delete these old patterns permanently and completely. I command you to accept only programming that creates perfect health, unlimited abundance, and loving relationships." You will install these new programs now and make them permanent and automatic. After giving these direct commands, spend 2 minutes connecting with the emotional state that matches what you want to create. If you're programming for health, Recall your most vivid memory of feeling completely healthy and energetic. Maybe it was after a great workout, or when you were younger and felt invincible, or when you recovered from illness and felt grateful for your body. Amplify that feeling throughout your entire being. Feel it in every cell, every organ, every system of your body. Let the sensation of perfect health saturate your consciousness completely. If you're programming for wealth, connect with your strongest memory of feeling financially secure and abundant. Perhaps when you received an unexpected windfall, or when you paid off a major debt, or when you had more than enough money for something you wanted. Expand that feeling of prosperity and security until it fills your entire awareness. Feel wealthy in your bones, abundant in your heart, prosperous in every fiber of your being. If you're programming for love, recall the most powerful experience you've had of feeling deeply loved and appreciated. It might have been from a parent, friend, romantic partner, or even the love you felt for a pet. Amplify that sensation of being cherished, valued, and adored until it radiates from every part of your consciousness. Feel lovable, worthy, and deserving of the deepest affection and commitment. Once you're completely saturated with the appropriate emotion, begin creating crystal clear mental images of your desired outcome. These aren't vague wishes or general hopes. These are detailed movies playing in your mind's eye. If you're programming for health, see your body functioning flawlessly. Watch your heart beating strongly and rhythmically. See your lungs breathing deeply and easily. Picture your digestive system processing food perfectly. Visualize your immune system protecting you from all illness. See yourself moving through your day with unlimited energy and vitality. Imagine your doctor being amazed by your perfect blood work and vital signs. If you're programming for wealth, create detailed mental movies of money flowing to you from multiple sources. See checks arriving in your mailbox. Watch your bank balance growing steadily. Picture yourself paying bills with joy and ease, knowing that more money is coming in than going out. Visualize yourself making purchases without worry or guilt. See yourself giving generously to causes you care about. Imagine yourself living in your ideal home, driving your dream car, and traveling to places you've always wanted to visit. If you're programming for love, visualize yourself surrounded by people who appreciate and adore you. See yourself in romantic situations where you feel cherished and valued. Picture conversations where others listen to your thoughts with genuine interest and respect. Visualize family gatherings filled with warmth and affection. See yourself both giving and receiving love freely, without fear of rejection or abandonment. Imagine your ideal romantic partner treating you with the love and commitment you deserve. While holding these vivid mental images and feeling completely saturated with matching emotions, begin repeating specific verbal commands that tell your subconscious exactly what to create. These words must be present tense, definite, and spoken with complete conviction. For health programming, repeat, "My subconscious mind now creates perfect health throughout my body. Every cell vibrates with perfect life and energy. Every organ functions in complete harmony. My immune system protects me from all illness and disease. My body heals itself quickly and completely from any injury or imbalance. I am grateful for my strong, healthy, vibrant body that serves me perfectly in all ways." For wealth programming, declare, "My subconscious mind now attracts unlimited financial abundance into my life. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly from multiple sources. I attract profitable opportunities, wise investments, and generous people wherever I go. I make excellent financial decisions that multiply my wealth continuously. I deserve unlimited prosperity and I accept it completely. I am grateful for my financial freedom and security that allows me to live my dreams and help others." For love programming, affirm, "My subconscious mind now attracts loving, committed relationships into my life. I am worthy of deep, lasting love from others. People appreciate my authentic self and want to spend time with me. I attract my ideal romantic partner who loves me completely and commits to me fully. I give and receive love freely and joyfully. I am grateful for all the love that surrounds me and flows through me." Repeat your chosen verbal commands while maintaining the emotional saturation and mental images for exactly 10 minutes. Don't rush through the words or repeat them mechanically. Speak each phrase with genuine feeling and conviction, as if you're programming a computer with vital information that must be installed correctly. The combination of emotion, imagery, and repetitive verbal patterns creates what Murphy called a trinity of power that speaks directly to your subconscious in its native language. After completing your verbal programming, spend the final 5 minutes in what Murphy called mental rehearsal. Imagine yourself moving through your entire day from your new programming. See yourself responding to challenges from confidence instead of fear. Picture yourself making decisions from abundance instead of scarcity. Visualize yourself interacting with others from self-love instead of insecurity. This mental rehearsal trains your subconscious to automatically choose new responses in real-life situations throughout your day. End your morning session by thanking your subconscious mind for accepting and implementing your new programming. Say something like, I thank my subconscious mind for receiving these new programs and making them permanent parts of my consciousness. I know these patterns are now installing and will manifest perfectly in my external experience. I trust my subconscious to work continuously on my behalf to create these outcomes. Throughout your day, practice what Murphy called pattern interruption. Your consciousness is now awakened to catch old programs before they fully execute. Whenever you notice yourself thinking, feeling, or acting from old programming, pause immediately and consciously choose a new response. If you catch yourself worrying about money, stop and say, I release this scarcity thinking. Money flows to me abundantly. Then immediately visualize money coming to you and feel grateful for abundance. If you notice yourself thinking negatively about your health, interrupt the pattern by saying, I release these illness thoughts. My body is perfectly healthy. Then see your body functioning flawlessly and feel appreciation for perfect health. If you catch yourself expecting relationship problems, change the pattern by saying, I release these fear-based thoughts. Love flows to me easily. Then imagine being loved and appreciated while feeling worthy of good treatment. This pattern interruption is crucial during the first 2 weeks when old programming is still trying to reassert control. Every time you interrupt an old pattern and consciously choose a new response, you weaken the old neural pathway and strengthen the new one. By week 3, these interruptions become automatic as your subconscious begins catching old patterns before they reach your conscious awareness. Your evening practice happens 30 minutes before your intended sleep time. This is when your conscious mind naturally relaxes and your subconscious becomes supremely receptive to new information. Begin by doing what Murphy called mental housekeeping, consciously releasing any negative programming you might have absorbed during the day. If someone criticized you, if you made a mistake, if you saw negative news, if anything happened that triggered old fears or doubts, address it directly. Say to your subconscious, I now release all negative programming from today. My subconscious mind deletes all thoughts, feelings, and experiences that do not serve my highest good. I dissolve all patterns of worry, fear, anger, or limitation that may have been activated today. I go to sleep with a clean, clear mind, ready to receive perfect programming. This prevents daily stress from undoing the positive programming you're installing. Repeat your morning programming sequence in abbreviated form: 5 minutes of emotional saturation, 5 minutes of mental imagery combined with verbal commands, and 5 minutes of mental rehearsal. However, the evening session should feel more relaxed and dreamy as your conscious mind prepares for sleep. Let yourself drift towards sleep while maintaining your desired emotional state and mental images. Your last conscious thoughts should be your programming statements repeated slowly and peacefully. This ensures that your subconscious works on installing your new patterns during sleep when it has uninterrupted access to reorganize your neural networks. Sleep is when your brain consolidates memories and strengthens new neural pathways. By programming your subconscious right before sleep, you give it 8 hours of uninterrupted time to integrate your new patterns at the deepest levels of consciousness. During week 1, expect some resistance as your conscious mind adjusts to this new routine. You might feel silly talking to your subconscious, or doubt whether the process is working. This is normal. Your rational mind isn't used to this type of direct communication with your deeper consciousness. Continue the practice regardless of how you feel or what you think about it. Results come from consistency, not from believing in the process. Week 2 often brings more subtle resistance as your old programming recognizes that real change is happening. You might experience increased anxiety, unusual dreams, or circumstances that seem designed to prove your new programming won't work. Bills might arrive when you're programming for abundance. You might feel tired when programming for health. Arguments might occur when programming for love. This is your old programming fighting for survival, not evidence that the process isn't working. Week 3 typically brings the first visible evidence that your programming is taking hold. Small synchronicities begin appearing that match your new patterns. Opportunities start presenting themselves. People begin treating you differently. Your health, finances, or relationships show subtle improvements. These early manifestations are crucial because they prove to your conscious mind that subconscious changes are creating external results. The final week cements your new programming so deeply that it becomes unshakable. By day 30, your new patterns feel more natural than your old ones. You no longer have to consciously remember to think, feel, or act from your new programming because it has become your automatic default setting. Your subconscious now creates circumstances that match your new identity without conscious effort. To maintain your results permanently, schedule monthly reinforcement sessions. Choose 3 consecutive days each month to repeat a condensed version of the protocol. This prevents old patterns from gradually reasserting themselves and keeps your new programming strong and clear. Think of it as regular maintenance for your mental operating system, like updating software or changing the oil in your car. Some people wonder if they can program multiple areas simultaneously. Murphy's research showed that focusing on one area for 30 days creates stronger, more permanent results than trying to change everything at once. Your subconscious responds better to focused programming than scattered efforts. Choose the area that would create the most positive impact in your life, usually health, wealth, or relationships, and concentrate all your programming energy there for the full 30 days. After successfully completing one 30-day cycle, you can begin another cycle focused on a different area. Many people do health first to establish physical energy and vitality, then wealth to create financial security and freedom, then relationships to attract loving connections and community. Each area builds on the others, creating an integrated transformation of your entire life experience. The key to success is absolute consistency. Missing even one day breaks the momentum and weakens the neural pathway formation. If you miss a day for any reason, you must start over from day 1. This isn't punishment, it's the nature of how neuroplasticity works. Consistent daily practice for 30 consecutive days is required to create permanent structural changes in your brain. Record your progress in a journal, noting changes in your thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and external circumstances. This documentation helps you recognize subtle improvements that your rational mind might dismiss or forget. It also provides motivation during challenging periods by reminding you of progress you've already made. Your life is the external reflection of whatever programming runs in your subconscious mind. The 30-day mental rewriting protocol gives you conscious control over this programming for the first time in your life. Instead of living from random patterns installed during childhood, you can choose exactly what programs run your mind and create your reality. This is the ultimate freedom, the power to consciously design your life experience instead of unconsciously repeating patterns from your past. The question isn't whether this works. Thousands of people have proven its effectiveness over nearly a century. The question is whether you'll invest 30 days to completely transform your life from the inside out. 30 days from now, you can be living from entirely new programming that automatically creates health, wealth, and love, or you can still be struggling with the same old patterns that have limited you for years. The choice is entirely yours, but remember that every day you delay is another day of creating from old programming instead of new possibilities. Start tomorrow morning with day 1 of your 30-day mental rewriting protocol. Your future self will thank you for making this decision today. Understanding why this 30-day time frame is absolutely critical requires diving deeper into the neuroscience of habit formation and subconscious programming. Your brain forms new neural pathways through a process called neuroplasticity, but these pathways don't become permanent until they've been reinforced consistently for approximately 30 days. During the first week, new neural connections are extremely fragile and can be easily disrupted by stress, negative input, or inconsistent practice. By the second week, these connections become stronger but are still vulnerable to being overridden by older, more established pathways when you face challenges. The third week represents a crucial transition period where your new neural pathways begin competing seriously with your old patterns for control of your automatic responses. This is often when people experience the most resistance because their old programming recognizes a genuine threat to its dominance. The final week solidifies these new pathways into permanent structures that become your new default operating system. Missing even a single day during this process forces you to start over, because consistency is required to maintain the momentum of neural pathway formation. Your subconscious mind operates according to very specific laws that most people never learn. Understanding these laws gives you tremendous power over your programming process. The law of repetition states that whatever you repeat consistently with emotional intensity becomes permanently embedded in your subconscious. This is why children learn languages so easily. They hear words repeated constantly with emotional context until their subconscious accepts these sounds as meaningful communication. Your 30-day protocol uses this same law by repeating new programs with intense positive emotion until your subconscious accepts them as truth. The law of suggestion explains how your subconscious accepts new information. Your deeper mind is most receptive to suggestion when your conscious mind is relaxed or distracted. This is why hypnosis works, why advertising is most effective when you're relaxed, and why your programming sessions are most powerful during the drowsy states just after waking and before sleeping. During these times, your critical thinking faculties are diminished, and your subconscious becomes supremely impressionable. The law of dominant thought reveals that your subconscious always manifests whatever thoughts and feelings you hold most consistently and intensely. If you spend 20 minutes daily programming positive thoughts, but 16 hours thinking negative thoughts, the negative patterns will dominate. This is why your daytime pattern interruption practice is so crucial. You must gradually shift the balance so that positive, empowering thoughts become more frequent and intense than limiting ones. The law of concentration shows that focused attention accelerates programming exponentially. Scattered efforts produce scattered results. This is why Murphy insisted on programming one area at a time rather than trying to change everything simultaneously. When you concentrate all your mental energy on health, wealth, or relationships for 30 full days, you create incredibly powerful, focused programming that transforms that area completely. The law of relaxation demonstrates that all subconscious programming happens most effectively when your body and mind are deeply relaxed. Tension and stress create resistance that blocks new programming from taking hold. This is why your daily sessions must happen in quiet, peaceful environments where you can achieve deep states of physical and mental relaxation. The more relaxed you become during programming, the more readily your subconscious accepts new patterns. Advanced practitioners of Murphy's system often incorporate additional techniques to accelerate their results. Music can enhance programming effectiveness by putting your brain into optimal states for receiving new information. Classical music with a tempo of 60-70 beats per minute naturally synchronizes your brain waves with alpha and theta states, making your subconscious more receptive to programming. Playing this type of music during your sessions can deepen your relaxation and improve your results. Aromatherapy can also support your programming process by creating sensory anchors that reinforce your new patterns. Choose a specific scent, lavender for relaxation, peppermint for energy, or rose for love, and use it only during your programming sessions. After 30 days, this scent will automatically trigger the mental state you've been practicing, giving you a powerful tool for instantly accessing your new programming whenever needed. Visualization becomes more powerful when you engage all 5 senses, not just sight. When programming for health, don't just see your body functioning perfectly. Hear the strong rhythm of your heartbeat. Feel the energy flowing through your muscles, smell the fresh air filling your lungs, and taste the vitality on your tongue. When programming for wealth, see the money, hear the sound of success, feel the textures of luxury, smell the leather in your dream car, and taste the celebration of achievement. Multisensory visualization creates more vivid and emotionally compelling programs that embed more deeply in your subconscious. Environmental design plays a crucial role in successful programming. Your physical surroundings constantly influence your subconscious mind through visual, auditory, and energetic signals. During your 30-day protocol, create an environment that supports your new programming. If you're programming for wealth, surround yourself with images of abundance, success, and prosperity. Remove anything that reminds you of lack or struggle. If you're programming for health, fill your space with plants, natural light, and images of vitality. If you're programming for love, create a warm, inviting atmosphere with photos of happy couples and symbols of connection. Your subconscious is also influenced by the people you spend time with during your programming period. Negative, limiting people can undermine your new patterns through their words, attitudes, and energy. During your 30 days, minimize contact with pessimistic individuals who constantly complain, criticize, or express doubt about positive possibilities. Instead, seek out positive, supportive people who reinforce your new programming through their own success and optimism. Social media and entertainment consumption require careful monitoring during your programming period. Your subconscious absorbs everything you expose it to, including movies, TV shows, news, and social media content. Violent, negative, or fear-based programming can interfere with your positive programming by filling your subconscious with contradictory messages. Choose uplifting, inspiring content that reinforces your new patterns rather than undermining them. The language you use throughout each day significantly impacts your programming success. Your subconscious listens to every word you speak and think, using this information to determine what experiences to create. Eliminate words and phrases that contradict your new programming. Instead of saying, "I can't afford it," say, "I choose not to purchase that right now." Instead of, "I'm so tired," say, "I'm learning to have more energy." Instead of, "I always get sick," say, "I'm building stronger immunity." These subtle language changes gradually shift your subconscious toward your desired patterns. Physical movement can amplify your programming effectiveness by integrating new patterns into your body as well as your mind. While repeating your verbal commands during programming sessions, incorporate gentle movements that embody your desired state. If programming for health, move your body in ways that feel strong and vital. If programming for confidence, stand tall and move with purpose. If programming for abundance, gesture expansively as if embracing limitless possibilities. This embodiment technique helps your new programming integrate more completely. Breathing patterns also influence your programming effectiveness. Deep, rhythmic breathing automatically induces relaxed states that make your subconscious more receptive. Practice breathing in for 4 counts, holding for 4 counts, exhaling for 6 counts, and holding empty for 2 counts. This pattern activates your parasympathetic nervous system, creating optimal conditions for subconscious programming. Coordinate your verbal commands with your breathing rhythm for maximum impact. The timing of your programming sessions can be optimized for even better results. Your subconscious is most receptive during specific times when your natural biorhythms create ideal programming conditions. The first hour after waking is prime time because your brain is transitioning from theta to alpha waves. The hour before sleep is equally powerful as your brain shifts from beta to alpha to theta. Some people also experience heightened receptivity during the mid-afternoon period between 2-4 p.m. when circadian rhythms naturally create a peaceful introspective state. Advanced practitioners often use what Murphy called continuous programming throughout their 30-day protocol. This involves installing subtle reminders that reinforce their new patterns throughout each day. You might set hourly alarms with brief affirmations related to your programming area. You could place sticky notes with positive statements in locations you frequently see. You might record your verbal commands and listen to them during commute time or while exercising. These continuous reinforcements accelerate the programming process by maintaining consistent positive input. Understanding and working with your personal resistance patterns can dramatically improve your success rate. Everyone has unique ways that old programming fights back when threatened with change. Some people experience physical symptoms like headaches, fatigue, or digestive issues. Others face emotional challenges like increased anxiety, sadness, or anger. Some encounter external obstacles like financial emergencies, relationship conflicts, or work problems. Identifying your typical resistance patterns allows you to recognize them as temporary programming conflicts rather than real problems, making it easier to maintain your practice during difficult periods. Creating accountability systems helps maintain consistency during challenging phases of your programming. Find someone who understands and supports your transformation goals. This could be a friend, family member, or online community member also working on subconscious programming. Check in daily about your practice completion and share any challenges or successes you're experiencing. This external accountability helps you maintain consistency when your internal motivation wavers. Measuring and documenting your progress provides motivation and evidence that your programming is working. Keep a daily journal recording your thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and external circumstances.
Note subtle improvements that your rational mind might dismiss as coincidence. Track changes in your sleep quality, energy levels, mood, and social interactions.
Document any synchronicities, opportunities, or positive encounters that align with your programming. This record becomes invaluable proof that your subconscious changes are creating real-world results. The compound effect of successful programming extends far beyond your targeted area. When you successfully reprogram your subconscious for health, you often find that your relationships and finances also improve, because confidence and vitality make you more attractive to others and more effective in your work. Programming for wealth frequently improves health because financial stress is eliminated and you can afford better health care and nutrition. Programming for love often enhances career success because improved self-worth makes you more confident in professional situations. Understanding the different phases of emotional and mental experience during your 30-day journey helps you navigate challenges without abandoning the process. Days 1-3 typically feel exciting and hopeful as you begin something new. Days 4-7 often bring the first wave of doubt as your rational mind questions whether this will really work. Days 8-12 usually feel more stable as the routine becomes established. Days 13-17 frequently bring increased resistance as old programming fights harder against the changes. Days 18-22 often feel chaotic as external circumstances begin shifting to match your new internal patterns. Days 23-27 typically bring visible evidence that transformation is occurring. Days 28-30 usually feel triumphant as your new identity becomes established. The maintenance phase after completing your initial 30-day protocol requires ongoing attention to preserve and strengthen your results. Schedule monthly 3-day reinforcement periods where you return to intensive programming to prevent old patterns from gradually reasserting themselves. Create daily habits that support your new programming: morning affirmations, evening gratitude, mindful language use, and positive media consumption. Develop automatic pattern interruption responses that activate whenever you notice old programming attempting to execute. Some individuals experience what Murphy called programming overflow, where their transformation becomes so profound that it begins affecting everyone around them. Family members spontaneously heal from chronic conditions. Spouses suddenly become more loving and supportive. Children improve their behavior and academic performance. Co-workers become more cooperative and friendly. This overflow effect occurs because your subconscious mind is part of a larger field of consciousness that connects all beings. When you raise your own vibrational frequency through positive programming, you automatically elevate the frequency of everyone in your environment. Advanced applications of the 30-day protocol can address highly specific goals beyond general health, wealth, and love programming. You might program for enhanced creativity by visualizing yourself generating brilliant ideas and expressing them successfully. You could program for improved memory by seeing yourself easily recalling important information and learning new skills rapidly. You might program for physical appearance changes by visualizing yourself looking exactly as you desire and feeling completely confident in your body. You could program for specific career achievements by seeing yourself succeeding in your chosen profession and being recognized for your contributions. The scientific basis for Murphy's system continues expanding as neuroscience research reveals more about how the brain creates and changes neural pathways. Studies on meditation show that consistent mental practice creates measurable changes in brain structure within 30 days. Research on placebo effects demonstrates that belief alone can create profound physical healing. Investigations into visualization show that imagined experiences activate the same brain regions as real experiences. This growing scientific validation confirms what Murphy discovered through decades of practical application. The subconscious mind can be systematically reprogrammed to create any desired life experience. Understanding the energetic dimension of subconscious programming adds another layer of effectiveness to your practice. Everything in the universe operates at specific vibrational frequencies, including thoughts, emotions, and physical manifestations. Health, wealth, and love each have characteristic frequencies that attract corresponding experiences. Your programming sessions gradually shift your personal frequency to match your desired outcomes. The more consistently you maintain these elevated frequencies, the more powerfully you attract matching experiences. Working with what Murphy called divine intelligence or universal mind exponentially amplifies your programming effectiveness. This involves recognizing that your individual subconscious is connected to a larger field of infinite intelligence that wants to express perfection through your life. During your programming sessions, acknowledge this connection and invite universal intelligence to work through your subconscious to manifest your desires. This spiritual dimension adds tremendous power to your technical programming practices. The role of gratitude in successful programming cannot be overstated. Gratitude is the emotion that tells your subconscious that your new programming is already working and should continue. Express genuine appreciation for your current blessings while programming for greater good. Thank your subconscious for accepting your new patterns. Feel grateful for the results that are organizing themselves in the invisible realm even before they appear in physical form. This gratitude creates a positive emotional foundation that accelerates all programming. Common mistakes that sabotage programming success include inconsistency in practice, mixing too many goals simultaneously, programming without genuine emotion, speaking commands without conviction, exposing yourself to negative influences, doubting the process during resistance periods, and stopping just before breakthrough moments. Avoiding these mistakes dramatically improves your likelihood of complete success. The long-term lifestyle changes that support permanent programming success involve creating daily routines that continuously reinforce your new patterns. Develop morning rituals that set positive intentions. Choose entertainment that uplifts rather than depresses. Cultivate relationships with positive, growth-oriented people. Engage in work that aligns with your values and talents. Practice regular self-care that honors your body and mind. These lifestyle choices create an environment where your new programming can flourish permanently. Some people experience rapid results within the first week of programming, while others don't see changes until day 20 or later. This variation occurs because people start with different levels of resistance, different amounts of conflicting programming, and different degrees of openness to change. Trust that the process is working regardless of when you first notice external evidence. Your subconscious is making changes from the moment you begin programming. Some changes are simply more visible than others. The ripple effects of successful programming can continue expanding for months or years after completing your initial 30-day protocol. New opportunities keep appearing that match your upgraded consciousness. Relationships continue improving as you embody your new programming more completely. Health continues, strengthening as positive patterns become more deeply embedded. Wealth continues flowing as abundance consciousness becomes your natural state. The initial 30 days creates the foundation for ongoing expansion and improvement throughout your life. Creating personalized affirmations that resonate specifically with your situation increases programming effectiveness beyond generic statements. Analyze your current challenges and limiting beliefs. Then craft precise affirmations that directly counter these specific patterns. If your old programming says, "I never have enough money," create an affirmation like, "Money flows to me constantly from expected and unexpected sources." If old patterns say, "I always get sick in winter," program with, My immune system grows stronger every day and protects me perfectly year-round. Personalized affirmations target your exact programming needs. The integration of subconscious programming with practical action creates the most powerful results. Your new programming opens your awareness to opportunities and gives you confidence to act on them, but you must still take physical steps to manifest your desires. Programming for health while maintaining destructive habits won't work. Programming for wealth while avoiding productive work won't succeed. Programming for love while remaining isolated won't attract relationships. Combine your internal programming work with appropriate external actions for maximum results. Understanding resistance as a positive sign rather than a negative obstacle helps you persist through challenging periods. Resistance indicates that real change is happening at deep levels of your consciousness. Old programming only fights when it genuinely feels threatened. Welcome resistance as proof that your new programming is successfully challenging established patterns. The stronger the resistance, the more significant the transformation taking place. Recovery from programming setbacks requires understanding and compassion rather than self-criticism. If you miss days, experience doubt, or temporarily return to old patterns, this is normal and doesn't mean failure. Simply acknowledge what happened, recommit to your practice, and continue from where you left off. Programming is a skill that improves with practice. Each attempt, even if imperfect, builds your capacity for successful transformation. The spiritual dimension of subconscious programming involves recognizing that you're not just changing personal patterns, but aligning with your highest potential as a spiritual being. Your programming work serves not only your individual good, but the good of everyone whose life you touch. This larger purpose adds meaning and motivation that sustains your practice through challenging periods. Long-term mastery of subconscious programming eventually allows you to make rapid adjustments to your mental patterns without needing full 30-day protocols. Once you've successfully completed several programming cycles, you develop the skill to quickly install new patterns or modify existing ones as your life evolves and your goals change. This mastery gives you conscious control over your mental operating system, making you truly free to create whatever experiences you desire. Your journey with the 30-day mental rewriting protocol represents more than just personal change. It's an awakening to your true power as a conscious creator of your life experience. Instead of being controlled by random programming from your past, you become the deliberate programmer of your future. This transformation in identity from victim to creator is perhaps the most valuable result of Murphy's system. Start your 30-day journey tomorrow and discover the incredible power that lies within your own mind. The deeper mechanics of how subconscious programming actually creates physical reality reveal why this system produces such dramatic results. Your subconscious mind operates through what Murphy called the law of mental causation, the principle that mental states inevitably produce corresponding physical conditions. When you program your subconscious with health patterns, it doesn't just change your thoughts about health. It actively directs your immune system, regulates your hormones, influences your cellular regeneration, and coordinates millions of bodily processes to create the physical experience of perfect health. This isn't metaphysical speculation, it's documented medical science. Studies show that people who visualize their immune systems fighting cancer experience measurable improvements in immune function. Patients who imagine their hearts healing after surgery recover faster than those who don't use mental imagery. Depression patients who practice positive mental programming show actual changes in brain chemistry without medication. Your subconscious mind literally controls every biological process in your body through the nervous system, hormonal system, and what scientists are now discovering about the mind-body connection at the cellular level. Similarly, wealth programming works through the law of mental causation by directing your subconscious to notice opportunities, make beneficial connections, and take actions that create financial abundance. Your programmed mind becomes alert to possibilities that your old programming would have missed entirely. You start seeing business opportunities in everyday conversations. You attract mentors and partners who can help you succeed. You develop intuitive insights about investments, career moves, and financial decisions. Your subconscious orchestrates countless small events that combine to create the experience of abundance. The programming for love and relationships works by changing what Murphy called your emotional broadcast frequency. Every person constantly broadcasts their internal emotional state through subtle cues in their voice, posture, facial expressions, and energy. People with low self-worth broadcast insecurity and neediness, which repels healthy partners and attracts users or abandoners. People with high self-worth broadcast confidence and contentment, which naturally attracts others who appreciate these qualities. Your 30-day programming changes your internal emotional state, which changes your broadcast frequency, which changes who you attract and how they treat you. Understanding these mechanisms helps explain why the 30-day protocol must be followed exactly as designed. Shorter time frames don't allow sufficient repetition to override decades of old programming. Longer gaps between sessions break the momentum needed for neural pathway formation. Inconsistent practice creates conflicting signals that confuse your subconscious. Half-hearted effort without genuine emotion fails to provide the intensity needed for deep programming. The specific structure of Murphy's system addresses all these requirements for successful transformation. The role of what Murphy called divine intelligence, or universal mind, in the programming process adds a spiritual dimension that many people find essential for complete success. This involves recognizing that your individual subconscious is connected to a larger field of infinite intelligence that operates throughout the universe. When you align your programming with this universal intelligence, you tap into resources and possibilities far beyond your individual capabilities. This spiritual connection provides guidance, synchronicities, and support that accelerate your transformation beyond what purely psychological techniques can achieve. Practical ways to connect with universal intelligence during your programming include beginning each session with gratitude for the wisdom and power that flows through you. Acknowledge that you're not creating change through personal will alone, but allowing universal intelligence to express perfection through your life. Ask for guidance about what to program and how to proceed. Pay attention to intuitive insights that arise during or after your sessions. This spiritual approach doesn't require specific religious beliefs. It simply recognizes that individual consciousness is part of something larger and more intelligent than personal ego. The phenomenon of spontaneous healing through subconscious programming demonstrates the incredible power available when these techniques are applied with complete faith and consistency. Murphy documented numerous cases of people healing from supposedly incurable conditions through intensive programming. A woman with advanced diabetes completely normalized her blood sugar after 30 days of programming perfect pancreatic function. A man with severe arthritis regained full mobility by programming joint flexibility and comfort. A child with asthma breathed freely for the first time after her mother programmed perfect respiratory health for both of them. These healings occurred not through denial of medical conditions, but through systematic reprogramming of the subconscious patterns that were maintaining illness. Each person used intensive daily programming combined with vivid visualization of perfect health, emotional saturation with gratitude for healing, and absolute faith in their body's ability to restore itself. They maintained their programming practice regardless of symptoms, medical opinions, or external appearances, until their subconscious fully accepted the new health patterns and manifested them physically. Financial miracles through wealth programming often involve opportunities and resources appearing in seemingly impossible circumstances. A single mother with no business experience built a $1 million company after programming entrepreneurial success. A blue-collar worker with a high school education became a successful investor after programming financial wisdom and market insight. A retired teacher living on Social Security attracted a wealthy husband after programming abundance consciousness. These transformations occurred through the subconscious mind, attracting exactly the right people, information, and circumstances needed to manifest programmed outcomes. Relationship miracles through love programming frequently involve finding ideal partners after years of disappointment, healing troubled marriages, or attracting supportive friendships and family connections. A woman who had been single for 15 years met her soulmate within 30 days of completing love programming. A couple on the verge of divorce reconciled and deepened their connection after both practiced programming for harmony and appreciation. A socially isolated man developed a network of close friends after programming social confidence and genuine care for others. The common element in all successful transformations is unwavering commitment to the 30-day protocol regardless of appearances, obstacles, or doubt. People who succeed understand that external circumstances during the programming period may seem to contradict their desires as old patterns dissolve and new ones organize. They maintain their practice especially when things seem to get worse. Knowing this indicates that deep change is occurring, they trust the process completely rather than judging progress by temporary appearances. Advanced practitioners often extend their initial 30-day protocol into what Murphy called lifestyle programming, a way of living where conscious programming becomes a permanent part of daily routine. This involves brief morning and evening sessions that maintain and strengthen established patterns while gradually adding new programming for continued growth. Lifestyle programmers become master creators of their experience, able to consciously design their health, relationships, career, and overall life satisfaction through systematic subconscious direction. The compound effects of successful programming continue expanding long after the initial 30-day period. Health programming often leads to increased energy that improves work performance and relationships. Wealth programming frequently creates financial security that reduces stress and improves health. Love programming typically builds confidence that enhances career success and social connections. Each area of improvement supports and amplifies the others, creating an upward spiral of expanding happiness and success. Some people discover unusual talents or abilities during their programming that seem to emerge from deeper levels of consciousness. A businessman programming for success suddenly developed intuitive abilities that guided him to profitable investments. A mother programming for family harmony found herself able to sense her children's needs and emotions with unusual accuracy. A student programming for academic achievement began learning complex subjects with remarkable ease and retention. These expanded capabilities suggest that systematic subconscious programming awakens latent potentials that remain dormant in ordinary consciousness. The social and family effects of individual programming can be profound as changed consciousness influences everyone in the programmer's environment. Children often improve their behavior and academic performance when parents successfully program personal transformation. Spouses frequently become more loving and supportive as their partners increase self-worth, and happiness creates a more positive relationship dynamic. Co-workers and friends typically respond more cooperatively and kindly to someone who radiates confidence, peace, and genuine care for others. Understanding the generational impact of successful programming reveals how personal transformation can break cycles of limitation that have persisted in families for decades. Parents who overcome poverty consciousness through wealth programming raise children who naturally expect abundance and success. Adults who heal relationship trauma through love programming model healthy connections for their children's future relationships. Individuals who establish unshakable health through physical programming often see improved vitality in family members who share their environment and energy. The planetary implications of widespread subconscious programming suggest possibilities for collective transformation as more people learn to consciously direct their mental patterns. Murphy believed that enough individuals programming peace, abundance, and love could influence the collective consciousness of humanity toward greater harmony and prosperity. While this remains theoretical, the observable effects of individual programming on immediate social environments suggest that consciousness changes do ripple outward in measurable ways. Maintaining motivation during challenging phases of your 30-day protocol requires understanding the psychological dynamics of transformation. Your rational mind will attempt to sabotage change through doubt, criticism, and logical arguments about why the process won't work. This mental resistance is actually your ego trying to maintain familiar patterns, even when those patterns create suffering. Expect these internal arguments and prepare responses that redirect your attention back to your programming practice. Creating a support system of like-minded individuals enhances your likelihood of success by providing encouragement during difficult periods and celebration during breakthrough moments. Seek out others who understand the power of subconscious programming or who are working on their own transformation goals. Share your daily progress, challenges, and insights with people who will support your efforts rather than undermining them through skepticism or negativity. The importance of celebrating small improvements throughout your 30-day journey cannot be overstated. Your subconscious responds strongly to appreciation and acknowledgement of progress. When you notice increased energy, improved mood, new opportunities, or enhanced relationships, take time to feel genuine gratitude for these changes. This celebration programs your subconscious to create more of what you're appreciating. Dealing with criticism or mockery from others during your programming period requires maintaining absolute commitment to your transformation regardless of external opinions. Family members, friends, or coworkers may express skepticism about your goals or methods. Some may actively attempt to discourage you through ridicule or dire predictions of failure. Understanding that this criticism often comes from their own fear of change or regret about their unfulfilled potential helps you maintain perspective and continue your practice. The phenomenon Murphy called programming overflow occurs when successful transformation in one area spontaneously improves other areas without specific programming. Someone programming for health might find their finances improving as increased energy leads to better work performance. A person programming for wealth might discover enhanced relationships as financial stress decreases and generosity increases. Someone programming for love might experience improved health as loneliness and isolation are replaced by supportive connections. Advanced troubleshooting for common programming challenges helps ensure your success when standard approaches meet unusual resistance. Some people find their old patterns particularly stubborn due to trauma, severe conditioning, or medical conditions. These individuals may need to extend their programming period, increase session intensity, or address underlying emotional blocks before new patterns can take hold. Working with qualified therapists or counselors during programming can help resolve deep-seated issues that interfere with subconscious change. The integration of physical practices with mental programming can accelerate results by engaging both mind and body in the transformation process. Regular exercise supports programming by increasing energy, improving mood, and creating physical evidence of positive change. Healthy nutrition provides the biochemical foundation for optimal brain function during programming sessions. Adequate sleep allows your subconscious to consolidate new patterns during natural brain restoration periods. Understanding the energetic dimensions of programming reveals why some people experience rapid results, while others require more time and effort. Everything in the universe vibrates at specific frequencies, including thoughts, emotions, and physical conditions. Programming works by gradually shifting your personal frequency to match your desired outcomes. People whose current frequency is closer to their desired state experience faster results than those who must make larger frequency shifts. The role of forgiveness in successful programming addresses one of the most common blocks to positive change. Resentment toward others or self-condemnation for past mistakes creates energetic resistance that interferes with new pattern formation. Many programming failures occur because people attempt to install positive patterns while maintaining negative emotions about their past or present circumstances. Learning to forgive others and yourself creates the emotional freedom necessary for complete transformation. Seasonal considerations for optimal programming recognize that natural cycles affect subconscious receptivity and manifestation speed. Many people find programming most effective during spring months, when natural growth energy supports new beginnings. Others discover enhanced results during fall periods when harvest energy supports bringing desires into physical form. Winter programming often works well for internal changes like healing emotional patterns, while summer energy supports external manifestations like career advancement or relationship changes. The scientific validation for Murphy's programming principles continues expanding as researchers discover more about consciousness, quantum physics, and the mind-body connection. Studies on meditation show measurable brain changes within 30 days. Placebo research demonstrates that belief alone can create profound physical healing. Quantum physics suggests that consciousness plays a fundamental role in creating physical reality. This growing scientific support validates what Murphy taught decades before modern research confirmed these principles. Long-term mastery of subconscious programming eventually develops into what Murphy called conscious creation, the ability to manifest desired outcomes quickly and reliably through focused intention and emotional alignment. Masters of this skill can make rapid adjustments to their mental patterns, attract needed resources almost instantly, and maintain optimal states of health, abundance, and love throughout changing circumstances. This mastery represents the ultimate goal of programming work, complete conscious control over your life experience. Your decision to embark on this 30-day journey places you among a small percentage of people willing to take responsibility for their life experience rather than remaining victims of unconscious patterns. This choice requires courage to face your limitations, discipline to maintain consistent practice, and faith to continue when external evidence seems lacking. Yet those who complete this journey discover capabilities and possibilities they never imagined were available to them. The ripple effects of your transformation will extend far beyond your personal experience, influencing everyone whose life you touch through your changed consciousness. Your success becomes proof to others that transformation is possible, inspiring them to undertake their own journey of conscious creation. Your example demonstrates that people are not stuck with their current circumstances, but can systematically reprogram their minds to create any desired experience. Remember that you possess the same subconscious mind that has created every miracle, healing, and transformation throughout human history. The only difference between you and those who have achieved remarkable results is their understanding and application of the principles you now possess. Your subconscious contains infinite intelligence, unlimited creative power, and perfect knowledge of how to manifest your deepest desires. The 30-day protocol simply teaches you how to access and direct these inner resources consciously. Begin tomorrow morning with absolute confidence in your ability to succeed. Commit fully to the process, without reservation or hesitation. Trust that your subconscious will respond to consistent, emotionally charged programming, exactly as Murphy discovered through decades of research and application. Prepare to be amazed by the transformation that begins immediately and continues expanding throughout your life as you master the art of conscious creation through systematic subconscious programming.